All right, I was going to make this a quick one. I just want to jump on real quick. It's been a bit since I jumped on here. So with holidays, it's just been rough. So I'm going to try and do better on that. Jumping on here real quick because I hate the first video to talk about gear, but jumping on here, it's late February, February 25th, 2025. So there's just the Panasonic S1R2. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but the new 47 megapixel high resolution Panasonic L-man camera. And then just a couple weeks ago, I think it's been a couple weeks already, they had the release of the Leica SL3-S. And I have an SL3 and it didn't really, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, for people that are more video centric. Okay, cool. Then, just kind of doing work, multitasking, and I'm listening to my fellow YouTubers. Again, I'm really trying to be more conscious of not like listening to this gear, and here I am hypocritically doing a video on gear. But I finally kind of started listening more and reading more of the specs, and maybe I was the only one that was kind of late to pick up on this, probably because I was happy with my SL3. But the SL3S, if you look on the spec sheet, it has a significant, at least if I remember correctly, double the phase detect points. And the same contrast points, but it literally has more hardware that's going to help it autofocus than the SL3. And I don't think that's getting enough attention. Like, there's nothing that they'll be able to do in software to the SL3 to get it to where the SL3S is. I mean, they've got more phase detect autofocus points on there. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be better no matter what, I would assume, unless they do. But anyway, it's got better hardware for autofocus. So I don't know. It's great that the autofocus is better, and I hear it's really good, and I want to try it out. So I have put a request in to get a loaner. I'm paying for it, like through Lens Rentals. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's part of what happens. It's gonna technology evolves, but yeah, I'm kind of bummed. I'm kind of bummed that this bump is in the SL3S. Would have loved it to be in the SL3. But then again, there's also things that the SL3S has that has kept prevented me from really fully kind of letting go of some of the major brands. Like, I still have my Canon, my R5, because that thing for sports, the autofocus, not so much the autofocus, because I still was able to do those same things with the SL3, with the 70-200, with the Sigma 70-200. And I think I've shared shots of like sports. Again, this was high school sports, not professional. And I was still able to get some shots. Obviously, not as many shots, especially with the pre-shooting that's on the Canon R5 Mark II and the frames per second. You're just the likelihood of you getting the shot. You're not gonna miss it with the R5 Mark II. So I've always held on to that. But now with the SL3S, is it the R5 Mark II? No, but the autofocus is still continuous. Again, put your comments in there if I'm wrong, but from when I was looking at the specs, it's still continuous through 30 frames per second electronic shutter. Now, it's not a stacked sensor, so there will be some, some rolling shutter artifacts, possibly depending on what you're shooting, like you're doing golf or baseball or something. I think that's going to be probably more noticeable in certain shots, but not all the time. For the most part, I think probably 85, 90%, and depending on what sport, I think that's going to be fine. My SL3 continuous autofocus stops, I think it's 6, 7. So compared to like 30 with the R5 Mark II, and that's 14-bit all the way because of that stacked sensor. Now with the SL3-S, while you still get autofocus continuous, 30 frames per second, they're able to do that because it's a 24 megapixel sensor as opposed to 60, non-stacked. It's 12-bit. And I don't know when it switches from 14-bit to 12, but I think right around that 10 frames per second or less mark, it goes down from 14-bit to 12-bit. So that's kind of one of the things I want to try out. Is that really noticeable? I don't know. I don't do a lot of sports. My son is moving on from water polo. He's going to college. Not going to really be shooting high school sports probably for a bit. I think I'm going to be okay. However, like I've spoken to before, one of the reasons why, I know this may sound silly or petty, but one of the reasons I moved over to the Canon system is specifically for that 70 to 200, the OG one, the one that's compact, the one I have that's externally zooming. I haven't had any problems with any dust getting in there. Again, I'm not shooting in sandstorms or anything like that, but I'm out in the desert and the beach, and I'm not having any problems. I like that because other 7200s, I just find I don't grab it, I don't pull it out as often because of how big they are. This one, I literally could put in a sling, and I like it. I use it. So something that is going to be more portable, that I'm going to be more likely to shoot with, I'm always going to lean for that. So I don't know. Quick video. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to try out the camera. If anyone's interested, hopefully I should have a video on my thoughts after shooting with the SL2S. I'm only going to have it for a couple of days, so I'll try and squeeze in as many scenarios as possible, but I can only do what I can do. I don't know. I really was like, no, I'm happy with what I have right now. And then I saw that SL2S and I'm like, oh, maybe I can even stream down more. Maybe I can just get rid of the Canon system and then just go full Leica. I have my Q3-43, which is like my daily camera, my fun camera. And then I can mix that fun, still have my SL3 body feel, and also use that for work. Speaking of work, work's been slow this year. I don't know if you guys are also experiencing that. It's been slow. December and January are usually kind of slow, and then it starts heating up. Things have been pretty slow. So, could just be me. But talking to some other photographers, it's not just me. Things are pretty slow right now in the photography world, or at least for me, in my market. So I need to do some work and marketing and try and drum up some more business. So, all right, that's it for now. I'll try and produce some more meaningful content other than just random thoughts and whatnot. Okay. All right. Hope you guys are well. Since it's so slow, I'll do a better job of putting up some more videos. Okay. All right. With meaningful content. Somewhat meaningful. I guess meaningful is probably subjective. Okay. Bye.